Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Jim. Today we are going to do an unboxing of the Instapot 8-quart Duo. Stay tuned. Okay, let's get this thing open. How exciting. To those of you who have never used an Instapot before, I'm hoping this is going to be beneficial to you and educational because I'd really like to encourage more people to use the Instapot for one pot cooking for your family. Here we go. Wow. So we have a box inside of a box. Let me see if I can get this out. Okay, here we have our Instapot. Hooray! The best invention ever. Cooks food up to 70% faster. Easy one-touch control. Smart, remembers the way you cook. Healthy, stainless steel cooking pot with chemical coating. And a 12-month warranty. Okay, let's open this up and see what we have here. Okay, we have our removable handle there that we won't need. Comes with our instruction manual and cooking guide. Let's remove some styrofoam packing. Okay, let's pull our pot right out. Good thing we're not lifting it all the time, it's heavy. Get some of this plastic packaging out of the way. Okay, we're going to take, this is going to be our sealing valve. The sealing valve comes on and off right here. There's a little tag here telling us that hot steam can cause burns. So I never place my hands or face in front of it when opening it. Okay? And we'll put that right back on. All right, let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, we have more warnings in another language. If it's your first time using it, I recommend you read all of the paperwork that comes with it. Always comes with a little ladle. Always comes with a little spoon. And these things are really great. Because if you notice, this has a little lip on it right here. So you can sit this on your table or on the counter and it'll hold your spoon up for you. And it comes with a little measuring cup. And this is your little steam or water catcher that goes on the back of the Instapot, and I'll show you in just a moment where that goes. Here's our little rack with helper handles. This is great. This is great, and I'll show you more about that in just a moment. Let's get some packaging out of the way. Let's take our pot right out of here. Again, there's more instructions and warning stuff that you'll want to read. Okay, here's our 8-quart stainless steel pot. The best thing ever. I know there are other pressure cookers out there with nonstick in them. However, I've had several of them over the years and the nonstick fails within 6 months. So I highly recommend going with the stainless steel That's why I love the Instapot. It's sturdy, it's handled the test of time, and it's just the best product out there for pressure cooking, in my opinion. Okay, on the back of the pressure cooker, you're going to see, and it's kind of hard for me to do backwards, but I will try. Okay, here's our little moisture catcher. So if there's any excess moisture, it'll get caught in here. And this goes right here on the back side of the Instapot, and it clips right on the side. If you ever get any excess moisture, it should collect in here. You can simply remove it, take it to the sink, dump it, and then wash it out. I have found mine doesn't collect a lot of extra moisture, but yours could very easily do so. One thing I want to point out inside here, and I don't know if you can see, but it says PC Max 2/3. So you never want to go above that line when cooking in your Instapot, because when you do, the Instapot may not go under pressure. And also when you're releasing the valve, some of the moisture from the liquid that you're cooking inside may come out of your release valve. So just never ever go above that line and you should be fine. Now, with the Instapot also comes this really handy rack. Let's get it the right side up. It's got little feet at the bottom, you can probably see right here. It has these nice little handles on it. So for example, if you have a cake, if you have chicken breast, if you have pork chops, if you have corn on the cob, you can place this right in the bottom of the Instapot with your little handles on the side. Let me take this out so you can see it. When you're cooking in an Instapot, you're going to always need at least a cup of water. So for example, if you put a cup of water in the bottom of this and placed your food, and I say water, it could be any kind of liquid, chicken broth, vegetable broth, beef broth, just plain old water, then your food is not sitting in the water or the liquid, okay? So that's a really fantastic thing. And then when your food's done cooking, you're going to want to use some kind of a silicone or cloth to lift this up, because it will be a little bit warm, but you can just take your food out nicely. All right, that's our rack. Okay, I'm turning it around. There's lots of buttons on here. You have a soup button, a meat and stew button, a bean and chili button, a poultry button. You can also use this as a slow cooker. The saute mode. The saute mode I use quite often because it comes in very handy in one-pot cooking. Now there's different levels of pressure. You can use low pressure or high pressure. There's even a delay and start button here. So if you don't want your Instapot to come on for several hours, you can use that button. There's a keep warm button here. When an Instapot is done cooking, it automatically goes into the cook warm mode and starts counting down. And if you ever get confused, you push a button and you want to start again, just hit the cancel button and start over. On this side you have a rice button, a multi-grain button, porridge, steam. Yes, you can even make yogurt in your Instapot. And this pressure cook button, honestly, I have no idea what it means. So we'll have to read through the book because I've never used that particular button. Okay, so I'm going to let you read through all the instructions. And if you have any questions at all, certainly post them in the comments below and I will get back to you on them. Let's open up our instruction guide. Okay, we have our user manual. We have a recipe booklet. That's fantastic. That did not come with my original. That's wonderful to get you started. Let's see how many recipes are actually in here. It looks like 41 recipes. Desserts, chicken and potato rice, spicy roast beef. Oh, all kinds of delicious things. Definitely worth getting you started. And then there is a quick cooking guide, which gives you the times for your rices, your quinoa, your beans, your lentils, your fish, your meats, your lobsters, your seafood. On this side is vegetables and other meats, telling you how long it should take to cook in the Instapot. Now, when we talk about how long it takes to cook, that is from the time that the Instapot comes to full pressure. For example, I made a pasta. I put it in for 4 minutes. Now, it probably took several minutes for the pot to come up to pressure, but then the cooking time was only 4 minutes. So that's how that works. A lot of people get confused, but when you say cook time, that's from the time starts once it's at full pressure. This might be nice to tack up somewhere for quick tips. Or just keep it handy in a drawer. And this is a mini guide that comes with it, and it's on both sides. So after you read your manual, if you just forget something, you can just use this as a quick reference guide. Okay. Now, one thing that Instapot recommends is that you do a water test. Okay, so to do this water test, we're going to hit the pressure cook button. And we have it set for 4 minutes. If it's set at another, number, you can always use these buttons right here to go up or down. So we're going to set it for 4 minutes. Once that's done, it's going to go into the keep warm mode, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we're doing our water test. Very important. You want to make sure that your sealing valve is in the sealing position. This is your valve here that will come up and pop up once it's under full pressure. While it's coming up to pressure, you may hear some hissing sounds coming from the valve. That's very, very natural, and you shouldn't be concerned about that. What's most important is that you see this little valve. On mine, it's like a reddish color. Once that pops up, you know that you are fully under pressure, and moments after that, just be patient, but on the front of the pressure cooker, you'll start to see the time count down. Okay? And with that, we'll return once the valve is ready to go up. Oh. Okay, our float valve right here is starting to jiggle a little bit. And I don't know if you can see steam. There's a little bit of steam coming out here. And there goes our valve. It's ready to pop up. You can hear the steam. Okay, you see this valve has come up. We are completely under pressure. And the Instapot is working as it should be. All right, now that our valve has sealed and we're under pressure, you can see that it's reading on. Momentarily, this will start counting down. Usually takes about 30 seconds to a minute. I've never actually counted, but. Okay, there we go. Now it'll count down. Okay, our Instapot has counted down the 4 minutes. We're going to go up front here and show you. It says now L and a bunch of numbers. this will start counting down 1, 2, 3, 4. What that's telling you is that the Instapot is done cooking and it's going into the keep warm mode, okay? Now, we're doing the water test. So we're gonna come up here. Oh, and you can, by the way, you can see it says keep warm. It's gone into that mode. However, we're just doing our water test, so we're going to hit the cancel button to cancel this right out. Now, coming back up here to the valves. In a lot of Instant Pot recipes and recipes that I'll be doing, we talk about either quick release or natural release. Natural release would be where if we just left the valves shut, and for example, I made a pasta dish and we said do a natural release, I believe it was for 4 or 5 minutes. That means we would not touch any of these valves for an additional 4 to 5 minutes, even though our Instapot is shut off. That means the food is still cooking under pressure. However, sometimes a recipe calls for quick release. So that means we need to release the pressure and cut the cooking process immediately. Okay? So let's show you what that means. That means that we're going to hit this valve to the venting position. When we do, there's going to be a lot of steam that comes up from here. I will tell you, don't be embarrassed if you're afraid, because everybody is in the same position, all right? 2 things I want to tell you though before we open the valve. This section right here that is stainless steel and this section right behind it get very hot. In fact, there's warning labels on it. So never touch those sections while it's hot. You have a handle right here. Again, we're still under pressure. You see this will not open at any force. Okay, we're going to release this valve and you're going to see the steam. Once the steam is done venting, this sealing valve will drop. Once that sealing valve drops, the Instapot is telling us, okay, it's now safe to open me up. Even though you wouldn't be able to open it with it up anyway. That's a safety feature. Okay, let's go ahead and hit that venting button and release this pressure. See, I still jump. And this is not a hot steam. You can see my hand right over the top, okay? We've done 3 cups of hot water, and again, it's fine. When you're cooking a larger amount of food, it'll take longer for the steam to release. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye on our valve here, it's about to drop. And it's dropped. The Instapot is telling us now that it's going to allow us to open the lid. Again, it's the Instapot telling us, uh-oh, the lid's turned, and it's gonna beep some more as we take off the lid. And inside we have hot piping water. By the way, there is a lid rest right here on the side, which I didn't learn for 2 years. So I'm giving you another tip. So we've done our water test. We're gonna let this cool. We're gonna remove the inner pot, dump the water, and if you'd like to, you can wash your pot out with all hot soapy water. You never, ever, ever clean inside of the actual appliance itself. Just the inner pot and the lid you can put in hot soapy water. And make sure you rinse thoroughly and dry thoroughly before you place it back inside the appliance. Okay, so that's our hot water test. Any questions, please comment below and I will be sure to get back with you. Thank you.